Good morning and Merry Christmas to everyone.
Good morning. Merry Christmas.
Christmas has a lot of boxes, amen?
Amen.
I mean, how many of us have spent hours this week wrapping boxes only for somebody to tear them up and destroy them in 10 seconds compared to the 10 minutes it took to wrap each one? I'm honestly surprised at how easy this metaphor applies to God as revealed to us through Jesus. It's often overlooked. You see, there are numerous accounts of virgin birth narratives in the ancient world, especially in the time that Jesus was born. Augustus Caesar, the emperor of Rome, is one such figure. He was given the story of a virgin birth, not dissimilar from those in his context, to elevate him, to elevate his status. What makes Jesus' story different? Well, an angel of the Lord appears to not a king, not a wealthy elite, not a former emperor to whom another emperor will be born. Rather, the Gospel of Luke tells us that Jesus is first revealed to Mary, then to shepherds. That God on earth is going to be born not in a place of royal status, but in a manger. Christ, who is to be the light of the world, came to us not as a child of an emperor, but the child of a devoted woman who was oppressed in her context. She was a woman. She was a Jewish person under Roman rule. You see, Roman rule at this time is not anything like what we understand to be statehood today. Roman rule with Roman taxes had nothing to do with the many systems we see built today out of our tax money. Tax money was gathered in an exploitative fashion that centrally oppressed those to whom it was drawn from. They didn't reap the benefit. And certainly, a Jewish woman under Roman rule didn't reap the benefit. As we unwrap the nuance, we see the importance of digging deeper, of seeing what's underneath the story of the virgin birth, of the narrative of the birth of Christ. Christ's light shines so bright in our world because he is the hope for the oppressed. God chose the oppressed in revealing God's self to shepherds, to a woman, not being born in the body of a ruler, but in the body of a lowly carpenter. God chose the oppressed. And you see, we like to put boxes on God. That might be what we could call best the stories of the birth of God's, plural, as emperors. You see, why would God want to be not an emperor if God were going to be on earth? Wouldn't God be the highest class? No. That is the nuance of the God as revealed through Christ. Any box humans try to put God in, God bursts through. Humans do all the work of making these tiny boxes. It takes us a long time to build them, to wrap them neatly, to make them fit our expectations. But God destroys those expectations. That is the hope as revealed through Christ. As Henry Nouwen says, while optimism makes us live as if someday soon things will get better for us, hope frees us from the need to predict the future and allows us to be present with deep trust that God will never leave us alone. And the Gospel of Luke The Gospel of Matthew especially illustrate this to us. Emmanuel, God is with us. We are not alone. So today, the day we remember that wonderful birth that brought light and love into the world in a time of darkness, let us today live rejoicing in the hope that Christ's birth gives us. A hope that allows us to be present with each other, with our family, and with God. Amen.
Amen.